calamitous.
I like calamitous.
Really? All right, I'll leave calamitous.
The next one I was wondering about, it says that either will likely result in further, I don't think we should assume for the minute that that's a given, that it will result in further state aid reductions. That one up. May, or
Oh, okay.
may,
Well,
like, I
a
don't
couple
know,
of
just
these
there are a
things,
few
you know.
things that I,
That may result.
yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
This is a fact, whereas taxpayers are already burdened by some of the highest property taxes nationally.
You want to take it
Is that
out?
true? I mean, is it
It
true?
is true.
Affected
But
some of
I
the
don't
highest.
know.
But
It's
it's not that,
statistics.
this is not true in Jamestown, so.
No.
Since it's coming from us, let's take that out.
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island taxpayers, all right, we can add Rhode Island.
I mean, it's rhetoric, as far as I know. I don't know it to be fact, but I'm not gonna hold it up over that either.
The rankings I've seen of property taxes
Yeah.
do put Rhode Island, I think, in second or third. You know,
Yeah, I
does
think
that mean
it's-
we're burdened one point, that's
In most states, the
subjective
state
statement,
pays a much
but
greater
Oh, yeah.
percentage of the cost.
There's some editorializing in there, no doubt. But the point is, property taxes relative to other states are quite high.
Okay, are we ready to approve the resolution as tweaked?
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, now the one on contract continuation. Whereas, current state law does not provide for mandatory continuation of existing teacher collective bargaining agreement. And whereas, we got two whereases. Whereas, a Superior Court justice recently ruled that state statute defining when a contract ends obviates any clause agreed to allowing for a continuation of a public employee contract. And whereas school districts and cities and towns have seen a calamitous reduction of state aid, and whereas there exists a $210 million revenue expenditure gap in the current fiscal year 2010 budget and how would we change that to? Anticipated?
And an anticipated. Just
Just
take that over.
And an anticipated
Saying it's more than.
I know,
Yeah, but it doesn't.
$1 million revenue expenditure gap.
Sign on the 400.
400 plus.
Okay, all right.
Plus or minus.
For the
Greater than symbol.
for the fiscal year 2011, budget that will result in further state aid reductions. And whereas Rhode Island taxpayers are already burdened by some of the highest property taxes nationally, and where do I get to the new stuff here?
Keep going.
All right, and
I think just two.
Three more down.
school districts and cities and towns must comply with Rhode Island General Law 4452 that caps the property tax levy imposed by municipalities. And whereas, according to 16.29D, the school committee of each school district shall be responsible for maintaining a school budget which does not result in debt. And
Here we go. Here's a good story.
whereas, school committees may require employee concessions to comply with the aforementioned state statutes. And whereas 2010 S.26.03 would mandate that an expired contract shall continue under the same terms and conditions, and whereas this would serve as a disincentive for unions to bargain in good faith and allow existing employee wages and benefits to continue unchanged indefinitely, thus forcing districts to possibly violate Rhode Island General Law 4452 and 16.29D. Now therefore be it resolved that the Jamestown School Committee respectfully requests the Rhode Island General Assembly to oppose 2010 S.26.03 that mandates expired teacher contracts must continue at the existing terms and conditions, and be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be forwarded to every Rhode Island municipality, school committee, state senator, state representative, and the governor. Where did they have about the legislation? Because the Superior Court just ruled that continuation of contracts, that in the East Providence case. Wasn't there? I thought there was something in here about court decisions.
The second one.
Second one. The
Second one?
First one, yeah, for Superior Court Justice.
Oh, just recently ruled. Okay, good. I was just zipping over that. All right, good.
Reading that process.
Yes, exactly. All right, comments, concerns, tweaks.
What do we do if you don't have contract continuation? Why should anybody work if there's no contract?
No, you just.
They still get paid.
Based on what?
I believe the pay scale stays in effect, but the other conditions, the other language does not.
Before I can vote on this one, I have to know what's gonna be in place instead. I mean,
What's in place now? Right now, there's no continuation of contracts.
You renegotiate.
Well,
Right.
I can't say that across the board.
Well, the Superior Court said it.
Well, the Superior Court, well, I just have a real problem with that particular point. What happens is, I believe that if you sign a contract and you have a codicil in it that says that the contract continues until you do this, I object to this statement here, and perhaps my union side is showing here. But when it says here, no. This would serve as a disincentive for unions to bargain in good faith on existing employee wages and benefits to continue unchanged indefinitely, thus forcing districts to possibly violate. I can't agree with that. What I can agree with is that contract continuation can allow, as I understand it, the continued education of children. And in the meantime, what takes place?
No, I think because what would take place would be what takes place now, which is if the two parties fail to reach an agreement, then they go into mediation.
Right.
Well, they're still being paid during mediation, but as East Providence has shown, the school committee has the right at that point to change the terms of the contract. According to the East Providence ruling, they have, once the contract has expired, and therefore, that's an incentive for the unions to bargain.
I think it.
Because if they know that they could, if you had a 3% increase or something in the previous contract, and they know, okay, well, nobody has any money now, so we're not going to be able to get that much in the new contract.
I guess I see the world
just keep
as
the
a more
3%
reasonable
going.
place.
I would like to think that, but having sat through 2 rounds of contract negotiations, no.
And having sat
I'm not
through 2
sure I
rounds
could.
of contract negotiations myself,
Yeah.
the world can be a more reasonable place.
But this still doesn't, I think, to
I mean, I don't think that,
provide for
I don't think
law.
that opposing a new legislation about continuation of a contract, which is not currently there, it's not up to us to come up with the solution. They're trying to change the game, okay? We're opposing the fact that they want to change the game.
I have a feeling this vote's not going to be unanimous.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm just saying. In good faith, I can't support this.
Okay. How do other committee members feel about it?
I think it's, I do support it. I think it's wise business to not allow a continual contract without looking at it.
Mandate the continuation in terms
Yeah,
of.
I don't think that, I think it can hurt the teachers just as much as it can hurt, the school committee. If what's in the contract is 3% and next year cost of living adjustment is 10%, some random thing happens, then the teachers are out, right?
Yep.
So
Right.
I think it's on both sides. Bad policy. So, there you go. I support it.
Okay, I also support it. So do I have a motion to approve the Jamestown School Committee? Well, how is the wording going to say down here? For 4 members of the, it's a majority vote, so it's still the committee's vote. Yeah, okay.
Hey, this won't be the first time.
So moved.
Do we have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
All opposed?
any opposed? Sorry.
Opposed.
I'm so used to not having it opposed, that it's just,
Yeah, well,
it's not good.
where it works.
Yeah, no, it absolutely,
It should
checks and
work that way.
balances, it should work that way. Okay, I will make these corrections and I will email them to Jeanette. I will pop in at some point and sign these. I can sign them next
Does
Tuesday.
she know to whom she needs to send those?
Yeah, well,